This is the Ryan Tannehill farewell tour. And then last but certainly not least, Geno Smith is better than Jimmy G.
No!
This has been consistent. This has been the last 2 years, especially last year. Every time Pollard comes in, he looks way better than Zeke. Behind the same O-line with the same front. Like, he's just better. The only reason, because of context, the only reason Zeke's still getting his carries is because of the damn contract.
But do you think record against Brady, bro? What the f***? Get the f*** up out of here.
Jojo, what's your question?
They had a better team. Mahomes had a better team. They lost. They closed the door because you can't stand in the kitchen. You can't take it. You can't take it, Trent. You can't take it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Keeping It G podcast, the G Spot of Sports Pods. Back with my guys, Trent, Dawson. How y'all doing?
Good. What's happening?
And making his official return to the new year, Keeping It G, Ben. I see you got that bloodline shirt on. You know, we the ones. You know, acknowledge him. You know what I mean?
You already know. What's good? Glad to be back here. You know what I'm saying?
Glad to have you back, man. Glad to have you back. I know we both grind. I know you're doing your own thing. Catch Ben's show on Twitch and YouTube. Or are you still on Twitch or is it just YouTube?
Yeah, Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, catch Ben's show on Twitch and YouTube Mondays, Tuesdays, and Sundays, right?
We go back Sundays on. It's still a little update there.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem.
Yeah, but Mondays and Tuesdays for sure, 7 Eastern. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, Absolutely. Twitch.
Absolutely. Yes, so shout out Ben for coming back. Shout out everybody in the chat. You know, we appreciate the love. Like the video. Yeah, I see it. I see everything. Yo,
Hellfire. Oh, Jim, you sent Hellfire the link. Send him the link.
Man, look.
Send him the link.
I don't want to. Man, look, Hellfire, if you want to get ethered live on YouTube, then
Hellfire, come up here.
If you want to get ethered live on the show,
come up here.
But if you are watching the video, like it, please, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're watching this on replay, please leave a comment. Let us know what you thought, who was the nastiest. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Keeping It G_podcast. You know, just in case you missed the show, we can get all the nasty takes you might have missed. You know, we back in the flow of things. School just started, so shout out everybody going to school and getting back into it. Shout out everybody who probably went back to work. MLK Day, you know, shout out him, you know, for all the brothers and sisters. Real quick, I know this, we usually don't do this because this is a football show as of right now. But I do want to say I want to send prayers and condolences to Ring of Honor wrestler Jay Briscoe, part of the tag team, the Briscoes. He unfortunately passed away in a car accident. Just awful. So if for those of you who do know who he is, even if you don't know who he is, just send your thoughts, prayers, and you know, condolences to their family. Hopefully the daughters are okay. I heard they were involved. So you know, just send prayers and condolences out to them. So got that out the way. Let's just, you know, I like to warm us up a little bit, but today I decided let's just get into the title of the show. A historic comeback from a generational talent. A generational talent. Now, this is the first question I want to ask y'all, because I'll let y'all talk about the game. But while y'all talk about it, I want to ask y'all, do y'all think that he is a top 10 quarterback? Ben, I'll let you go first since you smiling like that. I'll let you go first, Ben. Tell me about the game, because I know Herbert's your guy, and you're going to have to deal with that heat later, but I'm not going to kill you today. So how about you just tell me how you feel about Trevor Lawrence as a whole. Is he a top 10 quarterback? The game itself, how you feel about all that?
I do got to say this, though. The way that Trevor Lawrence, he threw 4 interceptions. and they were losing 27-0. But threw 4 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of the game, and then win the game. That's incredible, man. Big shout out to Trevor Lawrence. Is he top 10? He's top 15. I don't know about top 10. I think he's like he's right there, the like 11, 12 range, in my opinion.
Okay, Dawson.
Yes, he's number 10. I got Trevor Lawrence at number 10. That game didn't mean anything for my rankings. I had Trevor Lawrence number 10 before the game. He's still number 10. But if he beats the Chiefs somehow, he might have to go up a couple spots. No cap.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Is he
Trent.
really top 10 right now? Is he really top 10?
I'm not gonna hold you. I can't find 10 better.
Is he really top 10? Like it or not, like that game ain't moving, bro. I still think.
No, it didn't.
No, he was top 10 before that.
Yeah.
I don't think he was. And before, bro, like, I know you shitting on Kirk Cousins because of Hellfire, but like, relax, like.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Hurts.
Things at 9.
Can't find me somebody better.
Kyler?
See, I'm gonna say Kyler.
I'm lower on Kyler than a lot of people.
He got hurt.
I'll excuse it because he got hurt, but yeah, all right, that's it though.
I still think.
I don't think Dak or Kirk. I don't think Dak or
think
Kirk are
Kirk
better
does.
than him.
I think Kirk.
Nah, I don't know. I think at this point, and I try to stay on the same way. Like, you have your special occasions, but I feel like if there's 2 people on the same tier, and one's like an 8, 9, 10-year vet, and the other one's like a year 3, a high upside, I'm usually going to take the younger guy with the higher upside. 9 times out of 10. So at this point, like, I'm not gonna hold you. I might take Daniel Jones over both of them too. And we'll come on to Daniel Jones in a minute, but I just feel like he just got Brian Dable, and we see what he did with people like Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton, and no Kenny Galladay. You know what I mean? No, you look at the situation. Look at what he did with them receivers. This is probably his worst receiving core that he's had.
The worst receiver in the league.
Worst receiver core in the league, and the worst one that he's had. So this ain't even like he's had other bad ones, but this is the worst one. And he looked like this first year 1, Brian Dable. You know what I mean? Like, he now has an upside. Imagine what he looks like with a weapon. He ain't even got to have a top 10 one. Get him a top 30 receiver. Imagine what he looked like with Christian Kirk. Imagine what he looked like with George Pickens. Like, just give him somebody. Like, Isaiah Hodgins just came on, but like,
Yeah, I understand.
what was he before? Like, the guy that they were banking on this year was Wendell Robinson, and he got hurt.
Well, Darius Slayton there will not be tolerated. Boy, you done lost your. That nigga is garbage.
And he dropped a wide open pass with nobody around him.
He is garbage.
He almost sold you. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, bro. I thought we was gonna lose the game, bro. I thought we was gonna lose the game.
Yeah. Just Perk Cousins did what Perk Cousins does. 3-yard check downs on 4th and 8. But anyways,
That was crazy.
but overall though, like, you see what I mean, Ben? Like, if I got 2 guys that I look at on the same tier, at this point, I know Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott, they've pretty much maxed out. Like, who they are is who they're going to be for the rest of their career.
Wait. Okay.
Daniel Jones, however, though, he's got an upside. Hey, this is what I saw him look like with trash. Imagine what he looked like with weapons.
Wait.
Same thing with Trump. Yeah, what's up?
Do you think T-Law is on the same level as Tom Brady right now?
What do you mean by same level as Tom Brady?
Do you think now are they on the same level?
What do you mean by same level?
Like this, like are they not on the same level?
Like, okay, so I'll put it like this. In my rankings, I don't think Trevor can be any higher than 9.
Because I'm just saying, like
I don't think he can be.
Tom Brady ain't played as that. You're going to take the guy with the higher upside.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So Tom Brady. Okay, so like this is how I feel. Even though certain people like Dub be nasty, I acknowledge the fact that Tom Brady, even though I don't think he's been playing well, he's also had a bad line. I think if you give him a run game, I think Tom Brady's still Brady. It's just this year was kind of uncharacteristically. I mean, how many attempts did he have? Like, I know he led the league. I think he broke the record, did he not? For most pass attempts in a season. Like, that's not really what Tom Brady is. Like, that's not what I need 45-year-old Tom Brady to do at this point. So, like, I think a lot of that is kind of like, well, you have to throw the ball a lot. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you give him, like, put him in San Francisco, we're probably not having this conversation.
Yeah, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Exactly. So, like, I'm just kind of looking at the situation like, well, Brady and Rodgers are getting the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion. They are getting the benefit of the doubt because of their situations. Rodgers didn't have receivers who can get open until week 13, and Tom Brady didn't have a run game all year, or his best two linemen. So they're kind of getting the benefit of the doubt. Now, next year, assuming Brady decides to come back wherever he goes, next year is a different story. Like, next year, I think Trevor Lawrence with Calvin Ridley coming back, assuming Calvin Ridley is the same Calvin Ridley when he left, that's a top 5 quarterback right there. So next year we might be having a different conversation. But as of right now, I can't say they're on the same level because I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Don't get me wrong though, Tom Brady has not played well this year in my opinion. Like he hasn't played ass. He hasn't played like trash.
We got hellfire on the way.
He you know.
Oh man.
But yeah. So I mean, do you think they're on the same level, Trent?
No, I'm asking you just by your logic. Like,
yeah, well, by my logic, like I said, if I didn't give them the benefit of the doubt, I'm taking Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence over them. If I didn't give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm acknowledging their situation, and I'm like, well, your situation, like Rodgers didn't. I mean, because I literally said in the offseason, Rodgers was going to struggle more offensively because he didn't have receivers that I felt could get open. Like he didn't have a good core. Shout out Christian Watson because he finally came along, but he didn't. But, well, since we're talking about where we view him now, where do you think he will be viewed if he does go into Kansas City and wins that game?
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, my.
Top 10. He's top 10 for sure.
No, he will be top 10 for everyone except for Hellfire. Like, no cap.
Yeah,
no cap.
Probably
like.
It depends how you play, though. Because if he. Because when I look at play good, he has to play good for them to win because I don't think Mahomes is going to shit the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not.
No, and I just think the roster talent on the Chiefs is just way better than what the Jaguars currently have.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're just a better team.
I just think they're more experienced. They've been here 4 or 5 years in a row.
Like the Jags got a better defense, but
I will give you the.
Do the Jags have a better defense?
I will give you the experience. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I will give you the experience, and I will give you Mahomes. But is their talent really better though?
The only thing I'm really afraid of, G baby, is I was seeing the interior O-line for the Jags getting eat up. They were getting eat up by the Chargers.
Interior? I mean,
they were getting eat up. Brandon Scherff had a bad game.
I mean, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa.
I know, and now Chris Jones is going to be on Trevor Lawrence's ass. I'm worried.
I think because it's just Chris Jones, like you can't afford to double team Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa. Because if you do, then the other side is just going to kill you. I think we can afford to double team Chris Jones. Like, I don't know who else are their pass rushers. Like
George Karlaftis.
I'm not really worried about their
Frank
defense.
Clark. Yeah.
I'm not worried about their defense because again, the last time they played the Chiefs, there was 10 points that was left off the board because Christian Kirk dropped a touchdown and they missed the field goal. Final score was 27-17. That there goes those 10 points. And this was before their defense started playing the way they played. So, like, because even against the Chargers, them little 27 points they put, a lot of it was short yardage situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the second the Chargers had to actually make a long drive, they couldn't do it. You know what I mean? So, I personally feel like, I mean, he's already top 10 for me, but, I mean, y'all don't want to see me. And people like Hellfire are going to have to turn off their phone. They go to Kansas City. And not only beat Kansas City, but remember, Mahomes was the 1 seed. Don't let them be a one and done. Because I'm going to come up here and I'm going to keep the same energy I kept with Aaron Rodgers. You the 1 seed, bro.
Yeah.
You can't win a playoff game? You can't win a playoff game. We going to start looking at Peyton Manning. I mean, not Peyton Manning. At Patrick Mahomes a little differently. If you went to you won a ring, then you went back and lost, and you ain't been back since. I'll start looking at you a little different. That narrative is going to creep up. Maybe not this year, but if it keeps happening, because we always say, oh, the Bengals. A lot of people think if the Bengals meet them, the Bengals are going to win again. The Bills are no slouch. I don't care what Josh Allen looks like. They're going to play the Chiefs tough. And that's not an easy out. So the Chiefs can get caught if we being honest.
Yeah, they can.
So yeah, that's my thing. But yeah, just wanted to remind everybody that that's a generational talent. And at this point, it's any given Sunday, and they ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah. I saw it too. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and put it on the.
If Mahomes,
bro.
Okay, so
when you finish feeding your daughter, bro, can you please come up here and explain that?
So for audio listeners, the comment in the chat says by Hellfire, if Mahomes loses, it opens the door for Burrow. To be honest,
what if Burrow loses?
Hellfire, see, now it's wins and losses. Is it performance or wins and losses? Because Hellfire, you're an analytical guy. You look at analytics. Kirk Cousins been losing most of his career, and you had him top 7.
Yeah.
Why is Mahomes one playoff loss to a generational talent? The 4 seed, mind you, a division winner. Why does that? You know what I mean?
Smitty payload is crazy.
But we're gonna move on because Mahomes literally has to fall off 2 cliffs for me to not call him the best quarterback in the world.
Literally,
he has to shit the bed twice in a row in a playoff situation.
I
think he'll still be better. I'll still take him over everybody else. But it's like if he becomes the Peyton Manning, where your regular season looks good, but you just keep losing in the playoffs and not getting it done, then I might look at you different. But
the thing is, what's it called? He's never not made the AFC Championship. So that's the crazy part. We're off one time not making the AFC Championship. It's gonna open the door for Burrow.
After he's made 4
in a row. Bro.
Okay, so can I play devil's advocate with y'all real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do we look at Jim Kelly?
How do we look at who?
Jim Kelly. Yeah. How do we view Jim Kelly?
I mean, he was a good quarterback. He just never won.
He never won. No, he never.
So because Mahomes has one already,
Oh my God.
Okay.
If they lost to the 40. Hold on. If they lost to the Niners, I think the whole Mahomes narrative would be different.
Okay, so then fair enough. How do people view Aaron Rodgers right now?
He top 3 ever.
Aaron Rodgers is a top 3 quarterback ever.
People don't like when I say this, but I currently think I would currently take Aaron Rodgers over Herbert. I still don't think Aaron Rodgers is still
wait. Time out.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
I was crazy to say Aaron Rodgers top 3 ever.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, G-Baby, why are you looking like this?
Didn't you just say Mahomes is better than that man?
No.
Did you also not have Joe Montana over that man?
Joe Montana over who?
Over Aaron Rodgers. Did you not have him over?
I've been dead at that shit. I've been dead at that.
Did you not say Mahomes is better?
Go hand in hand.
So when did top 3 happen?
I've been said he was top 3. Like you can look at it.
So Brady's out of there then. Because I know you're not over Peyton.
No. I never said Mahomes was top 3 ever.
So what? It's Peyton, Brady, Mahomes.
I'm not lying. I'm dead ass serious. You can look it up.
You've never said that in a VC that Mahomes is top 3 quarterback ever.
No.
You ain't never said that before.
I probably said Pete, but I probably said no, I haven't. No. If I'm lying,
I know I've heard top 5 from him. I've never heard top.
Yeah, I've heard top 5, not
top
3.
Top 3.
Yeah, not top 3.
Yeah, not top 3.
I did that Joe Montana.
I thought it was top 5.
All right. Hello, Hellfire. Would you like to explain how Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent on every single accord?
You and I have different definitions of that phrase. He was coined that even though certain things with him were either simplistic, aka his scheme, the tendency to lock on to certain reads when he was at the collegiate level, which was also because of his scheme, or the inconsistencies with his accuracy that were a year-to-year issue as of starting his sophomore year. I feel like if you're given that in college and you don't translate to that in the NFL, then I can't give you that acclaim. And that's what's going to give me pushback.
Okay, so did you think Andrew Luck was a generational talent?
The reason that I thought that he wasn't because of his accuracy. It was because of the fact that he had all the pro-ready intangibles. I felt that way with Manning also.
What intangibles?
Like with the mental aspect of his game, it was the most in tune I had seen in a college prospect in at least a decade. And it wasn't even his frame, it wasn't even his arm talent. I just felt like he was going to be able to, just off of everything combined with his game, be able to make that jump right away, which he was able to, in spite of having the accuracy not be where it was desired and not have the.
So you
like,
had
I don't
Andrew
know
Luck.
I don't know how you felt about his turnovers, like right off the bat, how you felt about that being an issue, but it was. I mean, I know what you're about to say. With Luck, he had the weapons.
Nah, it's just. So you're basically saying you had Andrew Luck as a generational talent off of intangibles, not talent.
I had it more on the intangibles than I did his talent. Like, I'm not saying that his talent was bad by any means. I just felt like everything with him was more complete.
Okay, because when we talk generational talent, I'm not gonna hold you. I can give a crap about the intangibles. It's just your ability to play the position, the ability to, well, in this case, play quarterback. And then you say it didn't translate, but I look at, I mean, honestly, they all pretty similar. You look at Andrew Luck's first year, yeah, they won 11 games, but 54% completion, 23 touchdowns.
Luck and Manning both had similarities in that, yeah.
Yeah, and then Peyton Manning.
I pointed that out.
3,726 touchdowns. He had 28 picks. Like that's,
yeah.
Like, granted, he turned it around, but.
And fun fact, Peyton wasn't the only person in the top 3 with 20 plus picks that year in '98. Brett Favre was the other one, and people.
Brett Favre do that all the time. Elite and generational talent. You can be elite and not be a generational talent.
Well, but, I'm aware.
Yeah, Favre do that on a regular.
I'm aware of that.
I'm just saying because I'm looking and I'm like Peyton Manning didn't translate when he first came into the league. Andrew Luck, he won, but
he did translate though. You're sticking to the interceptions.
Eventually, he translated though.
That team had a top 10 passing offense right off the rip because of him.
I mean, you can say that, but what? So I'll give you the top 10 passing. Well, hold up, let me confirm that. I can even give you the top 10 passing. I can give you the top 10 passing offense for sure, but yeah, sixth in passing yards, 8th in touchdowns. I can give you that for sure. But
yeah, and how common back then it was for a rookie to be top 3 out of all quarterbacks in passing yards in spite of that many turnovers was also not common.
But also too, like, what quarterbacks were really willing and dealing in '98? Matter of fact, I'm trying to go to it right now. It's just taking forever to load. But because like you compare like Trevor Lawrence this year, and mind you, Peyton Manning had Marvin Harrison to throw to. Mm-hmm. Trevor Lawrence had Marvin Jones Jr. Had Marvin Jones Jr.
Yes.
Like it's night and day. It's night and day. However, when we look at
I understand all that being night and day, but the way that I feel about it, he was given the expectations to perform in spite.
Was he though?
Yes.
He was no, he wasn't. he literally was coming into the worst franchise with a new coach
and was
no
expected to be a top 10 quarterback right off the rip.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. How do you come in and be a top 10 quarterback? Trent, I think you're muted if you're trying to say something.
Maybe he wasn't.
To be a top 10 quarterback?
Okay.
No.
But no. I'm talking about he said perform and like perform like
he came in. No. We all knew. Okay, we all expected Urban Meyer to be a little better than what he was. I will give that. We didn't think Urban Meyer was going to be the worst coach in the league.
No, but we're talking.
However, who was his best weapon? Who was his best weapon? Weapons matter because weapons matter. Like it took Daniel Jones 5 years to perform with a terrible receiving core, and it's because he got a good coach with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it goes hand in hand. He had Urban Meyer and Marvin Jones Jr. So you have a bad coach with bad weapons. Sorry, Marvin Jones Jr. You are what you are. Bad weapons. Dan Arnold was his best tight end. I'm not gonna lie. Up until this playoff game, I didn't even know he was still on the roster. Who? I saw him come in for a blocking.
Dan Arnold.
I didn't even know he was still on the roster. And they didn't even have ETN, who you call a top 6 quarterback. Running back. So he was missing a guy that you call top 6. He didn't have a top 30. I mean, maybe Marvin Jones was top 40 at the time. No. But even then, probably not. So he didn't have a quality weapon. He definitely didn't have a quality tight end. The defense was horrendous. No, nothing went his way. So when you came into a bad situation, and it's the same thing with Justin Fields. Justin Fields, he came into a bad situation, no weapons, no nothing. The defense was better, but Matt Nagy was terrible. I'm the one who said Davis Mills. Even if the Texans draft Bryce Young, if you still give him no weapons, no defense, no help, he's gonna look bad. I don't care who you are. He's gonna look bad. So when we look at all that combined, like everybody thought they would be a little bit better, but nobody thought they was going to all of a sudden win the division and Trevor Lawrence wasn't going to come out throwing no 4,500 yards. And then you said Peyton Manning was top 3 in passing his rookie year. I'm not going to hold you, bro. I'm looking at these people who was in the league at the time. It's not moving me. And he had Marvin Harrison. Like, bro, Brett Favre is still younger above him.
Yeah.
Then it's Jake Plummer, Randall Cunningham, Old Dan Marino, Drew Bledsoe, Trent Green. Like, that's not moving me. You know what Herbert has to come into? You know the competition Herbert got to come into as far as passing wise?
You mean Lawrence?
Yeah. What did I say?
Herbert.
Whoops. He got to come in. He got to fight Mahomes. He got to fight Herbert. He got to fight Allen, Burrow,
Brady.
Like Brady throwing all them attempts, Rodgers throwing all them attempts. Like, so as far as the competition, like, yeah, Peyton Manning came in top 3 in passing yards. He also had a negative touchdown interception ratio with Marvin Harrison. Trevor Lawrence had Marvin Jones Jr. That was it. James Robinson was cool. Don't get me wrong. I like James Robinson. He was cool, but why do you think they drafted ETN? And they just traded James Robinson this year. As soon as they saw ETN was good to go, they shipped him off.
I'm aware of all that, but we're talking about totality of situation. That Jags team actually did have 2 core things better than not only Peyton's team did, but Luck's offensive line and a running game.
Bet. Stay right there. Aaron Rodgers this year. Look what he looked like with no wide receivers that can get separation. With Aaron Jones and a good O-line. We see how much he struggled, right? He has a good O-line. He has a good run game, but he doesn't have a receiver that can get separation. What did Aaron Rodgers look like this year? They didn't pick it up to like week 10, week 11. And that's an elite quarterback. That's an elite quarterback.
Rodgers also had the thumb issue. Which that thumb issue did.
When did that thumb issue come in? When did that
thumb issue did end up playing a part into his accuracy?
It was like literally like I think the Lions game.
He normally didn't.
Like
when was the Lions game? Like that? When was the Lions game?
Let me go look. It was the one when they lost, the first one they lost to. So,
and he had that thumb issue right after the Giants game, and he was playing with that.
Was in November.
It impacted his accuracy. He was missing shit that he normally wouldn't miss.
That was in November.
Oh, I'm aware of that. But that
no, I was just telling G-Baby. Yeah, I was just telling G-Baby.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. He had the thumb issue that was impact. How much did it impact it though? Because I also saw his receivers not getting open. I also saw his receivers dropping passes. Like his accuracy ain't got nothing to do with Romeo Dobbs drop a wide open touchdown. Or
I
Watson,
agree with you.
whoever
with
it was,
that.
drop
Like
a wide open touchdown.
I was the first one that mentioned that they had a drop issue a few months ago.
Mm-hmm. But what? So, Health, my thing is like, is it really that crazy to say that he's not generational? Like Trevor Lawrence not generational talent?
Yeah, it is because to me, being that RPO dependent in college eliminates you from that.
How many offenses don't run RPOs in college though? Like real talk. Like Trent, you're more of a college guy than me, so I'll ask you.
And I ain't gonna lie. Every
team runs RPO.
Every team runs an RPO. But I see what you're saying. But he's not.
You've seen it with DJ.
He's not Tua. Like he's not Tua. He's not Mac Jones at Alabama.
With DJ,
like Mac Jones at Alabama, you can literally say was a RPO merchant. Like that's all they.
Yeah, and that
every
was
Alabama quarterback
comparison. Those two were the top two in terms of attempts, but Lawrence had at a higher percentage. When those two came out, those two were the top two in terms of attempts in the class, but Lawrence had it at a higher percentage.
But I'm saying I don't think you can knock for Trevor Lawrence because
when literally every quarterback runs RPOs.
Well, first every quarterback but he's not like Tua or something like that. Like
Tua is somebody you could say one read is gone. Is wrapped.
There is the other difference is Tua one is also just as good in play action, and two, a lot of his shit is schemed. That's how you counter that to where he ends up being one read. If you're able to cover his guys a specific way to where they do not get open, that's how he turns into one read.
But is he not dependent on that scheme? Is he not dependent on people scheming him open?
Isn't heavily reliant on the RPO though, because his play action shit was up this year than at any other point in his career. The Flores scheme was more contingent on the RPO than what Mike McDaniel's running now.
Okay, fine. Is RPOs and what Tua is doing? Is that still not one read? Isn't RPO you're literally, correct me if I'm wrong, Trent, because I've never played college, but I coached. You're muted if you're talking. Is RPO you're literally reading something to what that linebacker or outside linebacker do? Oh, he's on the phone. Depending on what that outside linebacker do, or defensive end, whoever you're deciding to read at that point, determines whether you hit that receiver or you hand it off. Is that not? That's one read. So I don't care if it's an RPO where Mike McDaniels just said, "Hey, let's get rid of the run option." It's still a one read. You know what I mean? Like it's still one read, and even then, I would argue. This year, Trevor Lawrence has not been RPO merchant or whatever you want to call him at all.
He still had the tendencies of locking onto the first read, which is because of that Clemson scheme.
When? With Doug Peterson or with Urban Meyer? Because with Urban Meyer, I'll give you that for
sure. Both.
Doug Peterson absolutely not.
He had it earlier this season, too. First half of the year, it was full of it.
I'll give you like 4 weeks.
Had that in spurts on and off his first 2 years.
Well, Urban, again, that's fine with Urban Meyer. I'll give you that. Like I'm not sitting here trying to defend, or let me not say defend. I'm not sitting here trying to really argue against the Urban Meyer, because even though it's Urban Meyer and he had no weapons, I'm not gonna sit here and say he was playing phenomenal. However, the second, just like Daniel Jones, even Tua this year, the second they got a good head coach that know what they were doing, boom, look at Tua this year. Boom, look at Daniel Jones with no weapons. And I don't care what people say. When they got Christian Kirk, they said overpaid for a mid receiver. They got Zay Jones, and it's not moving me. Evan Ingram, he's a bum. Drop
definitely looks like an overpay, because you and I both know you've spent over half the year harping on that dude's hands.
Who?
Zay's.
What do you mean? What?
The man
maybe Evan Ingram before he got there.
League in drops.
He is. He do lead the league. He's like second in drop rate right now.
Zay Jones led the league in drops this year.
Okay, still had his career year. I'm not trying to excuse the drop rate, but I've seen Keenan Allen lead the league of drops. Jamar Chase was second in the league of drops, and that seems to get brushed over.
I'm aware of all that, but you're talking about. I mean, we talk about how Lawrence gets sold by drops. Zay Jones was the epitome of that this year. for that receiving core, and that to me was an overpay. Kirk may not have been an overpay looking at it now, but Zay Jones was.
I just think okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue about the pay, but overall, I just feel like fine. Even if you want to disagree about what a generational talent is, because for me, talent for me is like it ain't got nothing to do what scheme you in, what position you're put in. It's just what your ability to play, in this case, the quarterback position. He was getting comparisons to Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning for a reason. That
reason was not missing throws in the middle of the field his senior year.
I'm not gonna lie, everybody misses throws. Everybody misses a throw. Peyton Manning's missed throws, Andrew Luck's missed throws. Like, it happens, but we still saw the talent. You're not gonna be 100%. You're not gonna go 25 for 25 every game. You're not gonna go 32 for 32 every game.
Either.
Yeah, he misses throws. Every quarterback misses throws. I've seen Mahomes miss throws. He's still the best quarterback in the league. I've seen Tom Brady miss throws. He the GOAT. Like, everybody misses throws. That doesn't, just because you miss a couple throws a couple times, that don't take away from your talent. Now if he would have had Doug Peterson this year and was still looking like last year, all right, cool. Maybe it's a flop. Maybe he a bust. But he's not. The second they gave him somewhat quality weapons and a good head coach, everything changed. The difference, the only thing I will say, he was making young quarterback mistakes in that little period of them losing the one possession games. He was forcing stuff. He was doing what Josh Allen does, which is, I think I can make every throw, so I'm gonna force it. It's just Josh Allen gets away with it more often than Trevor Lawrence wasn't. There was a lot of times Trevor Lawrence wasn't getting away with it, where we see like Josh Allen, he'll get away with it a lot of times. Mahomes will get away with it a lot of times because they believe they can make the throws, and they do. Trevor Lawrence just wasn't getting away with it. He was making young quarterback mistakes. That I will give you, and I've said that during that little one possession losing streak. He was making young quarterback mistakes. Second they played the Ravens, all that stuff. He'll have a pick. He'll like, it happens. You're not gonna be perfect. You might throw a pick. It might disguise it. You see it late. Oh well, it happens. But he literally changed it around. Now, and the whole team too. Don't get me wrong. It's the whole team. But to say Matt Ryan this year is better than Trevor Lawrence. To me,
yeah, Hellfire. That's OD, bro.
That's wild. That's wild.
Because
Russell Wilson, Hellfire, bro.
Watching the game
to the overall because of the smaller sample size in comparison to everybody else. And weren't you guys the ones telling me that ranking from season to season is stupid?
That's a fact. That is a fact.
So,
okay.
Even no. Wait. Yeah, ranking from season to season is stupid. Matt Ryan's not better than Trevor Lawrence, though.
Yeah.
There's no way you're relying on 2018 Matt Ryan. There's no ranking from season to season
would have been
ranking.
He would have had to.
You ain't got to put him top 10. You don't.
Yeah, but Hellfire. Lamar Jackson went from 28 to top 10. And he got injured.
I gave Lamar a single season top 10. I never disclosed where I fully had him.
So he's not. So is he top 10? Is Lamar Jackson a top 10 quarterback?
To quote what I put in my article, he is going to be, for the rest of the time that I see him play, closer to top 15 at his bottom than he will ever be closer to top 10 than he will ever be top 5.
Clip that. Man.
Because going back to this over season to season, yeah, you don't have to rank somebody from season to season. However, there's no way you're still relying on 2019 Matt Ryan. Like 3 years ago, Matt Ryan over Trevor Lawrence now is horrendous. It's horrible. Because that's the only way you can tell me Matt Ryan is better than Trevor Lawrence if you take a 2018, 2019. Because there's no way you're taking 2021.
I am taking the fact that Lawrence failed demonstratively upon the expectations that were bestowed onto him by the media and everybody else who thought that he was this generational talent for him to perform right away.
Did
regardless
people think Trevor Lawrence was going to take that Jags team?
Bro, I don't think anybody had the Jaguars making the playoffs.
It's not a matter of wins and losses. I'm talking about that based on his production alone. That's where I think the misconstruing is.
But I don't get why you're holding on. Why are you holding on to a rookie year with the worst coach in the league history
And the
He
worst
played-
receiving core.
He
And
played-
the worst
he had
receiving
a
core.
better
We're talking
running
about
game
the
than the
Giants.
last, and then the two people he was comp to.
Yeah.
He had a better offensive line than the two people that he was comp to.
Okay,
The
so
only part of the offensive line that he didn't have that was better when it comes to the passing aspect of it was the adjusted sack rate comparison. It was top 10, and Manning, when he had his, was first in the league. That's one of the things. That's one of the things that he did not have. That was 100% over. And sure, the blocking win rates weren't tracked back when Manning was playing, so that can't really be 100% confirmed. But
even with the run game that we talk about, with the run game, like, yeah, having a run game helps. Don't get me wrong. James Robinson was okay for them. There was also a lot of games James Robinson wasn't getting carries. He wasn't getting touches. There was also games. There was also games.
Yeah, and
there was also
part,
there were.
Yeah,
but also too,
I'm fine
a run
with,
game. But a run game can only go so far as your performance goes. Again, I'm going to bring up Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. He still did not look great because his receivers, especially early in the season, could not consistently get separation. If you do not have a good receiving core, unless your running back is giving you 7 yards a carry, eventually you're going to have to make a throw on third down. They're not going to get positive yards every time. Eventually you're going to have to rely on them weapons you got in the receiving core. And unless you're Bill Belichick with Tom Brady, and you can literally scheme up the perfect, like the way they prepare and all that is just, and also too, it's Tom Brady, the best quarterback in the league for freaking almost a decade, at the very least. Like, Tom Brady's the only like, real talk, Tom Brady is he not the only person we've seen take like Chris Hogan and like, I'm not disrespecting Julian Edelman, but like let's be real. What was Danny Amendola before or without the Patriots? Like, real talk. That's why we know his name.
A worse Cole Beasley?
Right, like I saw Chris Hogan get 100 yards in a Super Bowl. Like, I've seen Chris Hogan get schemed up and be put in a perfect situation.
You're saying that his receivers couldn't separate, but why am I seeing one of his receivers nearly have a 4 in his fucking separation rate on his targets if they can't separate?
So one receiver
last year. Why am I seeing?
Who are you talking about? What receiver?
Who are you talking about?
Laviska Shenault.
Laviska Shenault literally got traded in the offseason because he's
yes,
what
I'm aware of that.
He said Laviska Shenault.
Who's on the Panthers right now?
Who's on the? Hold on. No, Laviska Shenault is just is literally a freaking Salvation Army.
Debo Samuel. Literally
a Salvation Army Debo.
Yeah, nah, we see, and this is where
this is where he lost me. This is where
Marvin Jones was looking like a motherfucker.
I mean, his fucking cushion rate was a fucking 6.
And this is where the analytics.
I don't know what that means.
This is where the advanced analytics become a problem. Because
not really.
You said it, bro. Is Laviska Shenault a top 50 receiver, bro?
No, he's not even a top 70.
No, but it tracks. But it tracks with the fact that that somebody in that damn thing was able to separate with his fucking targets.
But then, if he could separate, so why did he get traded? If he was the best separator on the team, and he got traded,
I wouldn't think you trade somebody who's always open.
Who's always
trade somebody who's always open.
I can't speak to why their front office went and did that. That was their own choice. Plus, I'm sure.
No, you know what their front office did, Hellfire?
They had to bolster up their shit too.
They signed 2 receivers and said, Laviska, fuck out of here, and shipped them to Carolina.
And
that's what they did.
This is where the advanced analytics take it too far. You're looking at a number and saying,
debunk your claim that they couldn't separate on their damn targets.
First of all, you brought up Laviska Shenault. That is not a quality receiver on anybody's roster. He's on the Panthers right now and with DJ Moore, and that's it. And I think one game against the Falcons, he got a rush touchdown off a jet sweep. Have you seen Laviska Shenault do anything else this year? That's my problem. Advanced analytics will lie.
I mean, outside of Zay Jones and Evan Ingram,
there's a reason why they say stats can be misleading. Because you look at that and you be like, oh, LaVisca Chenault was doing this with the separation. Then you watch him play and you realize he's not good.
The whole claim that that there wasn't a member on their team that could separate. You were saying nobody could.
Okay,
you're taking my phrase.
Hold on.
Way too literal. The point is, they had weapons. I'm talking this year. You said last year. I'm talking this year because I don't think LaVisca Chenault been on that team. We look at this year. You watch the games. You can see
their best separator at wide receiver is also a fucking liability with his hands.
Ooh. This is what I don't get, Hellfire. I don't get how Trevor Lawrence could be the worst quarterback in the league. LaVisca Chenault have his best season in the NFL, go to a team with apparently a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence, and have his worst year of his career.
QB32
is crazy. It's
ridiculous. But fine. It's not. Fine. You think who's the worst quarterback? This year, there's no way you're telling me Matt Ryan's better. There's no way you're telling me Russell Wilson's better. You're not telling me Zach Wilson is better. You're not taking me. You're not telling me
Zach Wilson's better.
You're not telling me. You're not telling me. What's old boy? You're not telling me
Hellfire is better.
I did coming into the year, yes.
No. Now, right now.
Now I don't. Last year I did.
I ain't gonna lie. Last year is not OD. I'm not gonna lie.
Last year's okay. Like last year, I understand.
Fine. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Last year, still saying that.
Let's be honest. Last year, everyone said Davis Mills. Everyone said Davis Mills was the best rookie.
Everybody.
Him and Mac Jones.
Davis Mills and Mac Jones were the top two out of that class last year.
You also said Gardner Minshew was better than Trevor Lawrence off of 2 games this year.
I mean, well, that's also because of the fact that I know that Gardner Minshew was able to perform better for the majority of his time in Jacksonville with shit.
Did he not have Allen Hurns and Allen Robinson? Hold up.
His time in comparison to Lawrence's first year.
Now y'all got me looking up Gardner Minshew, bro. I'm almost positive. Positive, bro. Let's look up his weapons that he had when he was
Gardner Minshew and his 17 starts in comparison to Lawrence. Minshew was better than Lawrence and everything.
No. Gardner Minshew came in 2019.
2019, okay.
Yeah, I
think
he had
a 60% completion percentage. He had 21-6 that year, and 6-6. And then the next year,
2019 and 2020, he had shortened years because of the fact that the teams were that fucking bad.
I mean, to be fair,
the situation for Minshew got worse every year because he was still able to get.
He had Leonard Fournette.
And he had DJ Chark.
Minshew had Leonard Fournette, first of all.
Yeah, but the situation around him, offensive line-wise,
he had DJ Chark, who got a K. In how many games did he play? In 15 games, started 14. He had DJ Chark, who had a K, 1,008 with 8 touchdowns.
Still taking Minshew over. I'm sorry. I still am.
He had a better situation, but
out of everybody who fucking played all 32 games this year, Lawrence was the worst in football.
And if I look at it, let's see what their defense was ranked this year. Their defense was 16th against the pass, and it was 28th against the rush. Because I think this is the year they traded Jalen Ramsey to the Rams.
Yeah, that's correct.
Because they still had Calais Campbell, they had Miles Jack, AJ Bouye, Josh Allen, I think was a rookie that year or whatever it was. Dwayne Smoot, he ain't nothing crazy, but still. So
2020 was worse than that. And
in 2020, he had 2,200 yards in 8 games.
I was saying the defense in 2020 was worse than that.
No, but I'm saying even if you want to look at the 2020 team, it's not moving me at all.
But the situation in Jacksonville for him got worse every year.
So you're telling me this situation was worse than Marvin Jones Jr.
Yeah, it was. I'm sorry, because the offensive line was better. The running game was improved.
Hellfire, my brother, why are you lying? Bro?
I'm not lying.
Bro,
I'm not lying.
God damn. Bro, Hellfire, you're literally about to say when Leonard Fournette almost rushed for 1,200 yards. He had DJ Chark, who had 1,000 yards. With Allen Hurns, who had 775. What a run game. And you think that's not worse than the rookie year Trevor Lawrence with Marvin Jones?
Come on, Hellfire.
Robinson.
It is worse. Speaking into with the long run, because
but even then, Gardner Minshew isn't better than Trevor right now. You're using 2019 Gardner Minshew to say
2019,
he's better than Trevor now. This is 2023.
He had this year. If we want to go that far, But I was
2023.
mostly going off of overall. Like me knowing
Overall,
that
Gardner Minshew is not a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. Overall, he is not a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence.
He's consistent. That's my problem.
What has Gardner Minshew shown you? He played 2 games this year. He played 2 games.
Gardner Minshew.
The last 2 years looked like Gardner Minshew with 2020 in Jacksonville. Like
Gardner Minshew. Oh my God! Did you say the last 2 years for Gardner Minshew, bro? You about to make?
Yeah, when he was the.
You know how many games he played in 2
fucking games,
bro? He's played 4 games in 2 years, bro. He's played 4 games in 2 years, bro.
That's crazy.
That's why
4 games in 2 years. You're holding on to a quarterback from 3 years ago to say he's better than somebody right now. If that's the case, if we're gonna do stuff like that, if we're gonna do that, Matt Ryan from 2016 is better than Kirk Cousins right now because he won an MVP. If we're gonna go all the way back, hey, so Matt Ryan overall is better than Kirk Cousins right now because Matt Ryan won an MVP in 2016. If that's how nasty we're gonna be. 2018.
I mean, this isn't even trying to be nasty. This is just speaking truth here. I've not seen enough consistency. Point blank, I haven't.
So what have you seen from Gardner Minshew?
The
last time you saw Gardner Minshew start multiple games?
Into this year, I saw 3 straight years of consistent regression in college, and his first year in the pros didn't look all that great either. All I had seen from him leading up to this year is regression.
Trevor Lawrence regressed this
yes.
year?
He regressed this year?
What?
We can move on. I was saying coming
into
this year.
We can move on.
Oh, wait.
Into this year. He regressed his sophomore year and his junior year of college, and he fucking regressed his first year in the pros.
All right, we can move on. Yeah, that's wild.
No, it's not. The accuracy tracks.
I want to ask y'all.
The accuracy tracks. No, this is not feelings based.
Do you think?
No. This isn't a matter
that
of
the Bills and the Bengals are pretenders.
And that.
Do you think the Bills and the Bengals are pretenders? No, we're not doing this, bro. He's using 2019 Gardner Minshew to say he's better than Trevor Lawrence.
He was missing throws.
2019 Trevor Lawrence.
What is Gardner Minshew? Hold on. What does college have to do with college? But college has nothing to do with the NFL.
Well, his collegiate tape was the origin of why I don't have him as a generational talent, and he hasn't looked the part.
Honestly, we're off the generational talent portion. You saying that Gardner Minshew off of 2020 is better than Trevor Lawrence right now in 2023? 3 years. 3 years. That's just it at this point.
4 games.
Because I've seen more consistency in those 4 games than I have in 2 years.
4 games? Like, come on, bro. We're not doing 4 games.
4 games is so nasty.
This is why, ladies and gentlemen, advanced analytics are not everything. Watch the game. Trent, do you think the Bills and Bengals are pretenders?
I watched the games too.
There's no way you're telling me you watch the games and you think Gardner Minshew is still better quarterback in 2023 than Trevor Lawrence. Trent, do you think the Bills and or the Bengals are pretenders after their performances last week against?
They might be, bro. They might be. But
I mean, when it comes to those two, I believe more so. I believe more so with Buffalo than with Cincy.
Because what's up with Josh Allen? I don't know what's up with him.
Josh Allen?
This is
white Cam Newton.
You know, something that I seen earlier today in the Discord makes sense. Josh Allen is a more mobile Brett Favre.
I like. He just wasn't as accurate.
I don't hate it.
Favre wasn't as accurate as Josh Allen is now, and Josh Allen coming out was less accurate than Favre was. But I feel like the Josh Allen to a more mobile Brett Favre makes sense.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Because this season alone, he was a turnover machine.
He was.
He was a turnover machine.
And also, I don't see Brett Favre hitting the throw that Josh Allen did to Dawson Knox in the end zone for that first touchdown. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was an elite.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him hitting that.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't want to go back here because it's already been an hour.
Godly, I didn't steal shit. Shut up.
But I'm going to Ask this
Considering the
question,
fact that
Hellfire.
you got mad at me for debunking your fucking Debo Samuel doesn't have a hands issue shit.
The Hellfire cook, nigga.
Like, shut up.
Hellfire, let me ask you a
Literally.
question. Where did you rank Josh Allen in 2020?
Oh Lord, G-Baby.
That was 2020. Wait. I just want to make sure.
His first year with
2020
Stephon Diggs.
First year
His
with
Stephon
Diggs. When they got blown out in the AFC Championship.
Baby,
I have a
no.
Chiefs.
AFC
Probably
divisional round.
just in the cusp of the top 10
Why?
because of the
What
fact
changed from 2019 to 2020?
I never had him. I think I only had him towards the bottom of the league once. I'm talking like right at the very edge. Godly, yes, I did debunk it. He's had 3 years out of his 4 in the league with over 9 drops and a fucking 8% drop rate.
Look, keep going.
That was debunked.
Keep going. What was you about to say?
Yeah, Troy Aikman's most overrated quarterback of all time. But continue.
Yeah, that's a fact. But keep going. But
Oh no, Terry Bradshaw. But continue.
No, yeah, that's
Terry
got to be
Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw. Him and fucking Joe Namath. But back to my point at hand.
Oh, Joe Namath, yo. I can't believe he's in the Hall of Fame with more picks.
Because
and touchdowns.
2019, I just want to know what you saw from Josh Allen to where in 1 year you were willing to put him top 10.
I had him at the very edge. It was a good bit of it was improved accuracy, improved footwork, things of that nature.
So from 2019,
Godly,
he went
from
from
saying that I was talking about one same thing, but that one same thing showed what his entire career was. You are ignoring the whole point to focus on one part.
Josh Allen in 2019, he 3,089 yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 picks with a 58% completion. Granted, the next year did jump up to 69, and he had 37 touchdowns with 10 picks. But he also did get Stephon Diggs.
Yes, he did.
So where did you have him in 2020? Because 2019, you said you had him at the edge of the bottom, right?
No, coming out of the gate, I didn't have him anything ridiculously high.
2020. Where 2019.
Like I said,
2019. Where was he? 2019. Where was
Hey,
he? The year before he
Hellfire.
got Stephon Diggs.
Fuck Josh Allen. So hold on. Have you ever had Lamar Jackson ranked the top 10 quarterback?
I
thought you
had
said
him
you did.
12th when he won his MVP.
You had him where?
12th.
12th.
You had an it, bro.
There's no way in 2019 you're finding 12 quarterbacks better than
You're trying to tell me an MVP quarterback in 2019 was not top 10?
That was his first whole year.
And
he won MVP.
Unanimous MVP.
Was Gardner Minshew
I'm
better?
not
Was
saying-
Gardner Minshew better than Lamar Jackson in 2019?
No,
Okay, thank God.
Was Jameis Winston better than Lamar Jackson in 2019?
no.
Was Dak Prescott?
My top 10 in 19, if I remember correctly, it was... See, I had Brady, this isn't in particular order, by the way. I had Brady, I had Dak, I had Kirk, I had Ben. I've had Kirk top 10 since 18.
You thought Kirk Cousins was better than Lamar Jackson? That's what you're saying right now.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
And also, Godly, I know you probably left. Yeah, he had a better completion percentages last year in college, but his completion percentage in
Wait,
the
so you
pass
said-
attempts down the middle of the field
You're
was
saying in 2019, Kirk Cousins
Cousins
is better than Lamar Jackson.
Oh man.
Are you dead ass?
There's no way. There's just no way.
There's
The
Wouldn't
only
that
people
be-
I'm giving you
wouldn't
is
that
Tom
be
Brady.
Consistent on my part, considering the fact that Lamar in his first year as a passer and in that half a year that he started was
Hellfire, can I ask you a question? Where do you have Jalen Hurts right now?
Coming into the year, I had Hurts in the 15 to 16 range. Right now,
What? Where's he at right now?
I think 15 to 16 was high for Jalen Hurts coming into the year.
High.
That's super high. I thought he was closer to the 20.
Okay.
his impact as a runner and the beginning of that efficiency in his scheme was part of why I had him a little bit higher.
You had Lamar Jackson when he won MVP.
I mean, this is the same guy that said Lamar Jackson is not an effective runner.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know how he's not an effective runner.
How you going to help out? You're literally saying this shit for Jalen Hurts. You can literally talk about this shit about Lamar. Who's way
Hurts
better than
is
Jalen Hurts?
not RPO dependent anymore.
Well, that's because the system changed, right?
And he's not.
Did he not go
He's
from
not
Doug Peterson to Nick
RPO
Sirianni?
dependent because of the fact that within the last 2 years he's shown that he's been able to make reads across the field.
That's cap because last year, hold up, that's cap. Jalen Hurts last year. Jalen Hurts last year was still RPO dependent. You could see it in that playoff game. That man could not read. He was missing throws. You could see it against the Bucs. That man was still RPO dependent. It was this year, all of a sudden, okay, Jalen Hurts, because that was the big question mark on him. Everything, I was like, you have everything you need, Jalen Hurts. This is on you, because last year he was still RPO dependent. Because you want to know how I know he wasn't RPO dependent? Because that man was still running run options, not giving his ball to the running backs, running every play, not reading defense. There was multiple times he should have gave it that he did it. There was multiple times he should have done it when he did it.
Hurts also has more of an impact on the running game than like somebody with Lawrence. I'm sorry.
We're talking about Lamar. We're talking about Lamar. Lawrence is.
Wait, Helper. Another question for you. Did you think that Jimmy G was better than Lamar?
That background noise is loud, by the way.
No, I did not.
Yeah, the background noise is kind of loud.
Background noise is loud, by the way.
Yo, Helper, you heard what I said? The background noise is kind of loud.
The background noise is loud.
The background noise, Helper.
But yeah.
No.
Ben Dawson, I didn't even ask you. Do you think the Bills and Bengals are pretenders?
No.
No.
I don't think they are. I just think they both discredited each team going into the game because they both had backup quarterbacks and they thought they could steamroll them. And I thought both the Dolphins and Ravens played a good game. They just did a couple things wrong that didn't go their way, but I still think the winner of that game is going to put a good fight with the Chiefs. I really do. I think that AFC Championship will be very good.
The Bills know they need Von Miller, though. For sure.
He ain't playing.
Bengals, maybe.
The Bengals' O-line is hurt, though, like real bad. They got three of their starters out, and their O-line wasn't even good to begin with. So that's what I'm concerned with the Bengals about.
Yeah. But, I mean, they look kind of fraudulent, but, like, I mean, I guess, first playoff game, not even first playoff game, but, teams struggle. They have struggle wins. So, I wouldn't say they fraudish. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. But I wouldn't say they don't look that scary, though. All right, they don't look that scary, though. We'll say that, though.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, moving on from them. Tom Brady. We saw how we played. We know it was trash. The Cowboys actually didn't sell for once because that's the only reason people thought the Bucs would win was not because of the Bucs, but because the Cowboys would sell. Is it time for Tom Brady to be done for real this time?
I want him to retire.
He don't give out one more year. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I think he'll be on another team though.
Just imagine if Tom Brady goes to the 49ers. He's getting another ring.
Yeah. Well,
you think the 49ers will get him though? Because they already have a quarterback situation as it is.
But say if he goes to who else has said the teams will pursue him? Say if he goes to Oakland.
He's not winning.
Or Las Vegas. He has a
Brady needs to retire.
I would be nasty right now, Bank.
Does he though? Does he really?
You don't think he'll have a high chance of winning?
No, because he's in the same division as Mahomes.
You're right, but I think if Brady goes there, they could probably if Tay Adams stay and it depends. Like if Tay Adams stay,
I mean,
if
with
Tay
the,
stay
but we know they're not keeping Josh
it
Jacobs.
wouldn't be as
We know
complicated.
they're not keeping Josh Jacobs.
You're right.
It wouldn't be as complicated for Tay Adams if he were to stay there and Brady were to stay, because Brady has too much experience running that Gerard Perkins offense for it to be complicated.
I don't think they're going to bring Josh.
But
I don't think Josh Jacobs is going to stay though.
But say if they
No, I don't think so either.
I'm saying, say if they did keep both of them, and he goes there without like losing that much, they still have a good chance of stuff. Like I know you got to compete with Mahomes and Herbert, but I can easily see them. I can kind of.
But also too, they got to compete with Josh Allen. You got to compete with Joe Burrow. You got to compete with a returning Deshaun Watson, who I believe is going to come back being the Deshaun Watson we know who he is to be.
Facts.
I mean,
that's why I think if he wants to win, he needs to stay out of the AFC. Personally,
you're right.
If he goes to the Raiders, they might make the playoffs this time, but
and if they make the playoffs and he makes it with a better team, he has I think he has a good chance.
I don't think so. I think there's like 4 teams that are better than them, even with Brady showing up, that I don't think they'll beat in the playoffs. Like depending on seeding, they might be a first round exit.
Yeah, you're right. It just depends, honestly. Also, Aaron said to go into Brady Miami.
I don't think teams with their young, somewhat franchise quarterbacks is going to take them. 49ers, maybe, if they just, don't believe it. I think it really depends on what the 49ers do this year. I think if the 49ers win the chip, I don't think Brady's going. Because at that point, they'll be like, yeah, let's just develop.
Even if they do, they're rumored to pursue him.
I mean,
even if they do win the chip, they're still rumored to. But at the same time, I feel like we need to take that with a grain of salt, because 2 years ago they said Jimmy G was better than Brady when they were talking to Brady in the first place.
And they just they mortgaged their future for Trey Lance. I think eventually they're going to want to cash in on that investment, or else the trade would have just been for nothing. So
the trade that they've already lost would be for nothing, because that trade ended up getting Miami Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb, and I already feel like they lost that trade just off of that alone.
But well, speaking of Brady, we're gonna flip to the other side now for the Cowboys. They finally got a road playoff win in who knows how many years. They actually performed well and did it well, other than Brett Maher, which they were able to still overcome that. Like, how do you miss 4 extra points, bro? Like, that's OD. The first one, all right, cool. You win it like days ago. The second one, all right, that's an anomaly. You miss your third one, bro. Stop kicking. Stop kicking at that point. But
they didn't cut him.
Yeah, I'm shocked too. But they did sign somebody as insurance. Do y'all think the Cowboys can actually make an NFC Championship?
No, but I hope to. I hope they do.
Who they got to play?
49ers.
The Niners.
Yeah, GG's. They out of there.
I hope they do, because say if
it's a revenge game.
I'm saying, say they pull upset of the year. We pull upset of the year with the Giants. I will want to play the Cowboys way more than playing the 49ers. And that would be also a revenge game for the Giants too. So but honestly, being dead ass, they're not winning.
No,
I don't think. I don't think. I mean, what only thing I will say that's kind of giving them hope is I saw Geno playing flawless football for the first 2.5 quarters.
Dak did just have his best playoff game ever. So
he could be. That's what I'm saying. He could be hot.
He could go on He could go on a run or something. He could.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
That's really the only thing. If Geno could play that flawless, even though I would trust Dak before Geno, even though I don't trust either of them, Dak has shown me more than Geno's 1 year. So I feel like if Geno can do it, why can't Dak? But I don't think Kittle's getting 2 receptions again. I think he'll be more involved this time.
Yeah, he definitely, Mr. Go Down.
He should be more involved. I don't know why he wouldn't be.
Aaron, we're not putting money in Dak.
Hilarious.
We're not putting money in Dak. We're just saying there's every chance he can still perform, and they can still lose. I think they will lose. I don't think they're winning at all.
He's looking like,
and then DJ, you say they need to make Purdy uncomfortable. I feel like people underrate how good that San Francisco O-line is. I think Purdy will be just fine.
And they made him uncomfortable.
There is a hole in that offensive line, though, and it's in the interior. The tackle
I don't think they're going to be
tackle
sending.
play is
Purdy
solid,
had
but
so
they
much time
potentially get pressure
last
up the
game.
interior.
But I don't think they're going to be sending Micah Parsons through the middle often. Like they might do it on a stunt a couple times, but he's an edge rusher. That's where they're going to send him. So like the way they run the ball and the way they scheme up stuff with Debo, like the way they schemed up Debo is exactly how I figured they would use him. Out the backfield, like that's what he does. Like they had McCaffrey lined up at receiver and Debo lined up at receiver. You can't stop that. You can't stop that. You know what I mean? The only team that possibly can is the Eagles, but maybe.
And in all fairness, the Niners haven't really faced a high rate of stunts this year.
Yeah,
so that could be something that they do to throw them off.
Maybe, but it's still the Cowboys, and Marcus Lawrence has been made all year.
Yeah.
So we've also to touch on the other playoff game, Giants versus Eagles. Do y'all think that can be I know Trent, you do, but do you think that can be an upset?
You know what? I'm doing it. Give me the Giants, bro. Give me the Giants, man. Give me them Giants.
Upset of the year. I'm telling you, bro, this shit about to be the same.
I really think Jalen Hurts is going to fold. Like, I'm saying, 3 picks.
3 picks? Goddamn.
I'm saying 3 picks. Two, 3 picks.
I can't even say that.
I mean, in fairness, though, that is literally what we've been waiting on. It's like, Jalen Hurts, I got to see you in the playoffs. Because if you show up like you did last year, then, yeah, it's raps. But 3 picks? Is this just hate towards? Is this just hate because Dub be underrating everybody else? So you just want to see the Eagles lose?
I just want. It's just been a weird playoffs overall this year.
I just feel like it's I just have a dead ass gut feeling like, bro, this shit is either they win by it's gonna be a mean close ass game, or I think we can pull it out and roll up the other shit, bro. Like, I think because after I don't know. I'm not gonna say we're rolling. I feel like we're kind of getting hot to an extent. Like the Colts game, he had a master class, and this is the first time since last week we got our healthy defense back. Like when we played the Eagles, we weren't healthy, even though we got our ass whooped that first game. Like we weren't healthy.
Y'all would have won if y'all played y'all starters. I'm not gonna hold you.
And in the second game, them niggas were struggling with our practice squad. So I just got it. I don't know.
I have a gut feeling.
I don't know how Daniel Jones is going to play. I don't know how the receivers going to play. You got to I'm just not sure. But I think we can make the upset though.
You know what I think may have to happen? We may end up having to see Daniel Jones throwing the ball more than he ever has in a game in his career in order to eke that game out.
But see, it is the thing though. The last time he got sacked 7 times. So that's
offensive line wasn't healthy, were they?
That is also true. That is also true. I'm not gonna hold you. Evan Neal was still hurt.
Neal.
We just got bro back who he had 7 surgeries last year when he snapped his leg. He's a guard. I forgot what bro name is. So he's a solid piece. So it just.
So what you're saying is any given Sunday. So we might see Brock Purdy. Daniel Jones.
Say it. Go say it, nigga. Say it.
Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, whichever one. And let me make sure I highlight this right here so that we know that generational talent T-Law in a conference championship weekend. I don't know. It has been a crazy year.
Even though it's any given Sunday, that running game is going to be an issue.
Even though it's any given Sunday, I literally can't see how they're going.
You talk about who?
The Jags. I'm dead serious.
You know what? I think
T-Law has to have a. You think T-Law can have a masterclass this game?
See, I think he can, but see the thing, how you feel about the Giants, where you feel like they can
something might happen.
It out. I feel like the same thing because just like when y'all played them, the first time y'all wasn't healthy, O-line got smacked, right? The second time, they were struggling with y'all practice dudes. Like, if y'all would have started y'all guys, like, let's say y'all would have had a playoff spot on the line and y'all would have started y'all dudes. I think y'all would have won. Right? I think y'all would have won. When I look at the Jags, just like the Giants, they're on a roll right now, especially defensively. Again, them 27 points, they have short yardage situations every single turnover. Like, they have 4 picks and a fumble. Like, 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the points came out to. All of that was short yardage situations. Like, the one time we got to stop in that first half, boom, muff punt, right? So I look at that and I'm like, well, the defense I think has been playing great. It's been on the roll. We look at the first time they played the Chiefs. It was, even though it was in Kansas City, again, it was either Christian Kirk or Zay Jones, one of the two, dropped a wide open touchdown, like literally straight through his hands, and the kicker missed the field goal. They lost by 10. They make those points. I'm not saying Mahomes doesn't come out and still win the game, but we're looking at a 27-30 loss a lot differently than a 27-17 loss. So I just think you get on that roll, right? Just like the Jags have been. Giants playing with house money. Jags playing with house money. They might go in there with nothing to lose and ball out. Because even though Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid, the way Andy Reid prepares his guys, they probably thinking they got no pressure. They do have pressure, just like the Eagles have pressure. If the Chiefs and Eagles are one and done, we might kill the Eagles more than the Chiefs because Mahomes has already won. But still, we're going to be like, dang, Mahomes, one and done? Like, I get you can't make the AFC chip every year, but you the 1 seed. You can't win a playoff game? You know what I mean? And so, and I mean,
there would be some conversations. There would be.
Like, we had Dawson up here saying that the Chiefs were a more talented roster, even though I disagree. We have people that genuinely believe the Chiefs are a more talented roster, whether it just be off the strength of Mahomes or not.
They probably have it, like, I want to probably the offensive line, there's an edge. The receivers are close.
That's it, to be honest. And receiver and quarterback. That's
I mean, I feel like running back goes to the Jags too.
Yeah, it clears. Clyde
that also goes.
Jerick McKinnon is a receiver that comes out the backfield. He's not a running back. Like, he's there for catching passes out the backfield, and I think the Jaguars are good enough to limit explosive plays.
The defense isn't far off. Like,
I think the Jags defense is better, especially against the run. I think they have Chris Jones.
Well, I was thinking the advantage for me to give it to the Jags was Josh Allen coming off the edge.
That too. I think our front seven's better. I think the secondary, I mean, kind of struggle. I like Cisco, but Trayvon Campbell.
Both of the secondaries have had inconsistencies this year, so
yeah. So like, I just kind of shrugged my shoulders at it. So I think you look at that, it's just Mahomes is here, and Trevor Lawrence is down here. That's the difference, really. So that's really it. But I think just like the Giants, I think we can literally see both 1 seeds get knocked out, and it's been that crazy. I think it's been that crazy.
It has, yeah.
So, I mean, because honestly, the Bills and Bengals should not be in the playoffs right now. I'm gonna just be blunt. The Bills and Bengals should have both lost. So that's me. Also, I wanted to touch on this before we head out because we're almost at the 1 hour and a half mark. I wanted to ask y'all what y'all think is next for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I want to reiterate the quote that J.K. Dobbins said. They basically asked him how he felt. And this is just summarizing the quote, but he said he was tired of not getting used. He was tired of not being involved. He said Tyler Huntley should have been put in that position on the 4th and 2, basically like alluding to like they should have given me the ball instead of letting him do it. And then he said if Lamar Jackson was playing, they would have won the game. He basically kind of echoed, or at least with the last part, echoed how everybody felt.
I mean,
majority consensus.
I'm just glad that players are now calling out their badass coaching.
I think Lamar goes. And speaking of the state of the Ravens, I mentioned this on my Substack. If Greg Roman is not fired, John Harbaugh has a scorching hot seat.
That is a fact, too.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he has a scorching hot seat now, personally. Just off the fact that granted, I don't know if he handles front office negotiations. So I'm not.
No, he doesn't handle the front office, but he definitely handles like stuff with his own staff.
Yeah.
Now the Wink
keeping
Martindale
Greg
hire,
Roman is
their
crazy.
firing actually went over better than expected. But if he doesn't fire Greg Roman and if he doesn't fire him soon, then
I mean, look at what Wink Martindale's doing with don't y'all got him, Trey? Don't the Giants got him, Martindale?
yeah,
Yeah.
And
He's
y'all
been
just not been healthy, but
Yeah, he's been solid, even though he's the blitz galore. But like,
Adoree after that first drive locked Jefferson up. And there actually was not a lot of safety help.
yeah, I was watching it.
At least from my point of view, I didn't really see much of safety help.
Me personally, I think Lamar's gonna get franchise tag. But if I'm Lamar, I will leave. I mean,
I just
you
hope
ain't
he
giving
don't
him.
pull
Force your trade if you get franchise tagged. Absolutely, he needs to be out too.
Le'Veon Bell, though.
Yeah.
well, Le'Veon Bell didn't get traded though.
Yeah, I'm saying he got
Le'Veon
franchise
Bell.
tag.
Yeah,
He
but
get franchise
Le'Veon
tag?
Bell set out. But Le'Veon Bell, I think it's different. Lamar Jackson's what, 24? Le'Veon Bell was.
Le'Veon was in his peak though.
Yeah, but it was at the end of it though. He was because when he went to the Jets, how old was he?
Let me look.
I think he was like 28 or something. That's why the Steelers didn't want to pay
I
him.
think he was 27, 28, or almost 28.
When he
Yeah,
went
he
to
was
the
like
Jets,
about
he
to
was-
be 28.
When he went to
Yeah.
the Jets, he was 27, but he
He was turning 28 during that season, right?
Nah, he was 27.
Oh, okay, but
Okay,
okay,
so
but
he was
also
turned 28
too.
the following.
So he was in his peak. He took a year off, and then he went to a bad situation. Personally, the Jets O-line, if I'm not mistaken, was really nothing to scoff at because he wanted the bag. That was the problem, and the Jets were willing to give it to him, but he took the bag over a bad situation. That's what happened. If he would have went to a great situation, I think Le'Veon Bell still would have been Le'Veon Bell. You know what I mean? But I mean, in fairness, the Steelers, in my opinion, were right to not sign him to that big of a bag because I think they were thinking long term. Why are we going to do that when you're about to exit your peak and then we're just going to be overpaying for somebody that we can find somebody else to do. You know what I mean? So that's just me. But I think the Ravens, if they don't keep Lamar, they need to blow it up, but they probably won't because of all the people they just signed. They just signed Roquan Smith. And the fact that they signed Roquan Smith kind of gives me Devontae Adams vibes. Devontae Adams literally said he wasn't going to play on the franchise tag. They signed Aaron Rodgers to that bag. They franchise tagged him. And they signed Jair Alexander.
Yeah,
They signed Jair Alexander. That let me know, all right, Devontae's out. That means they've already made up their mind and they're looking for trade destinations. So seeing this Roquan Smith here, they're obviously not going to let Lamar walk. So they're going to franchise tag him and then trade him.
Yeah.
They're going to make somebody
when it comes to trade, I mentioned the Saints before, but that cap situation is, I know that's a mess from hell.
I mean, we always find a way to figure it out.
Yeah, you guys usually do. But I also was mentioning Miami, Tampa, and the Jets before the possibility of the Bears came along.
I don't think the Bears would trade for Lamar.
I don't think the Bears
they're going to trade for him.
But I'm going to be honest.
They're going to trade for him to give him no weapons.
If they're going to keep like the parts of the playbook that they ran this year, that scheme's going to be a hot commodity for Lamar. But
no weapons. He's just going to be in the same situation.
Hurt.
That's going to be in the same situation. And if, honestly, to me at least, this is Everflu's first season. This is the GM's first season that they just completed. They're not going to trade away the guy they draft or the guy that, granted, they came into the situation, but they came there because of Justin Fields. They didn't come there for anything else but because of Justin Fields. So I don't think they're going to move off of him.
And if Lamar does go to New Orleans, Sean Payton coming back home to coach him?
Nah. I think I'm off that.
No?
I'm off that. I think I'm off that. I don't think Sean Payton would want to come back in the first place because I think he really respects Dennis Allen. And I think the way our franchise has been run, we believe in our guys. That's why we hired him in the first place, because he's been with us for a while and he took us from having the bottom ranked defense to having top 5 defenses. So I don't think they would, after 1 year, just can him. So I think Sean Payton is very much like, I'm good. But we will get a package for him. But I don't think, I've heard Denver. I don't know why, but maybe because of the defense. He wants to make sure that he has a good defense behind him.
Denver for
really
Sean
wanted
Payton.
him.
Denver for Lamar.
Denver for Sean Payton.
Yeah,
I've heard Denver.
Especially since
They
Jim
better not let that happen.
back.
Well, yeah, I think whoever Sean Payton goes with, whoever his quarterback is, he's gonna make sure
Whoever
he's
he
great.
is.
He's gonna be great, whoever it is. So I just wanted him to go to the Chargers. But final thing before we get out of here, Ben, I'll start with you. We have 4 games this weekend, so I want you to tell me who you think will be playing in each conference championship.
Okay. So what's the first game? First game's like it was Bengals.
Chiefs, Jaguars.
Chiefs, Jaguars.
Yeah, I think they play up through 30.
Oh yeah, I got Chiefs.
And then for who they face in the AFC Championship.
I'm not gonna lie, I want Chiefs and Bills again. I want the rematch.
Okay, and then NFC.
NFC. I'm going Giants. And who's the other?
Niners, Cowboys.
Oh, 49ers.
Trent.
I got. See, I don't know who won that Bengals Bills game, bro.
It's really a coin flip.
I'm gonna say the rematch happens, Chiefs and Bills, and then I'm gonna say, Niners, Giants.
I mean, it's gonna be a rematch either way. We're either gonna get the second round rematch or the conference championship rematch. So, Hellfire.
Chiefs, Bengals. I always had either the Chiefs or the Chargers in that AFC chip against Cincinnati. And then NFC side, fuck it. I'm gonna go where the momentum is. I'm taking the Giants, and then I'm taking the Niners. I originally picked Philadelphia. I originally did, but I feel like the momentum could really help them out.
Bro,
keys for me for that.
Go ahead.
They're going to have to rely on Jones just a little bit more than what they're used to, because I feel like Jordan Davis being healthy is going to impact the running game.
Oh, damn, he's playing?
Yeah, he's healthy. Yeah, that's why
he played. I'm almost positive he played in the tune-up before the playoffs.
Yeah, I think he played a little bit in the tune-up, but he is healthy. That's why I'm saying that we may have to see a 40-attempt game from Daniel Jones, and I don't think we've seen that.
It's Josh Sweat that I don't know is coming back or not.
Yeah, that's who they don't have. But I feel like they'll find a way to get it done. I feel like they will.
Well, if Daniel Jones just played like he did last game, bro, like that was crazy.
If he plays the way, like if the offense and the receivers get open, Daniel Jones plays the exact way, or even better, they're going to win a game. I think.
Like, hey, G baby, you know what W them say about Geno? He was making them throws. He was making them throws.
That's what they were saying.
70% completion percentage.
Yeah, the completion. Yeah.
Well, speaking of momentum, if the Giants have momentum,
so does the Jaguars.
So do the Jaguars. Hey, I think the Jaguars can pull it out. I think Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram and Travis Etienne can really take advantage of that defense. Then on the other side, I love the way Cisco's been playing. Nobody's been talking about Tyson or whatever is it, Devondre Campbell or whatever. Nobody been talking about Tyson Campbell. Yeah. Nobody been talking about him. Josh Allen, and I really like this defense. Devin Lloyd too. Like that, I think they're just playing, and I don't think they shy away from the moment. Game showed me that. This last game showed me they don't shy away from the moment. So I'm going with the Jaguars because it's any given Sunday, and they don't have anything to lose. Now, this Bills-Bengals game, I'm not going to hold you. Who do I want to see Trevor Lawrence beat? You know what? I'm gonna pick the Bengals because I want him to get his get back from college. That's it. That's really all it is.
He wasn't able to get that get back last year.
And Urban Meyer, I don't care. It was Urban Meyer. That's all I'm saying. It was Urban Meyer. They weren't getting any get backs on anybody last year. As far as the NFC goes, do I think Eagles and Niners are going to be the championship? Yes, because that's what I called in the preseason. However, I am rooting for the Giants. I want the Giants to win so bad for multiple reasons. Because I was a big Jalen Hurts guy, and I still am. But Dub is making me want to root against them really bad. So is Warnock. Warnock, if you watch this, I'm not gonna lie, bro. The way you switched up on me for Trevor Lawrence, yeah, I want the Eagles to lose. All right, so if you're watching this, just know I
want Philadelphia to lose so that way Dub can get clowned.
And I'm gonna be there for it. And he better be on the show too. But yeah, and then so I'm rooting for the Giants. I want it to be Giants Cowboys because I don't want the Giants to have to see the Niners.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not gonna lie. I think y'all gonna get smacked if y'all see the Niners, bro. I think y'all gonna get smacked. And I was like, I don't.
That's not going to be pretty.
Bro, it depends. Bro, I'm telling you, if the Giants is if we win this game, like say we win for a game-winning field goal, I'm going to say we're going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to hold you.
Yeah. I mean, what you think I'm gonna say if they beat the Chiefs?
Like, you know how much red hot moment, like you beating basically everybody had them as the best team in the league, but like we said. Like it was the Eagles, and then the Niners came along because they didn't lose. After the Chiefs game, they stopped losing. Then it was like, okay, the Niners here, but like everybody knew, like.
But look, hey, and on the other side, imagine Trevor Lawrence gets to say that I beat Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and either Josh Allen or Joe Burrow in the same playoff run as year 2. Oh my gosh, that's a generational talent right there. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We've been at it an hour and a half. Ben, I know, hey, if y'all appreciate y'all for tuning in. For those who did, go watch Players' Choice Gridiron. They will be live in 30 minutes. Ben, I'm not going to lie. They're going to be on your head.
Ben, I'm going to be in the chat, bro. I'll be there.
They're going to be on your head, Ben. So take that.
Just want to get Saul, man.
Hey, that's how it's got to be. If you guys are catching up, you guys didn't get to catch us live, please like the video, comment, subscribe. If you're in there right now, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow the TikTok, follow Instagram, keepingitg_podcast. We will be back next Tuesday. I know we did it on a Wednesday today, but I found out my night class doesn't meet every week. So we will be back next Tuesday, back to the original schedule program so we can get it popping. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all be easy. We'll catch y'all next